What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Vorinclex Monstrous Raider in Historic Brawl, or Brawl as I guess they call it now. 6 mana, mono green, 6/6, legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor. A lot of text here, so give me a second. Trample Haste, already good stats. If you would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. If an opponent would do this, essentially they get half as many counters, is what the second line says. So it doubles our counters that we put on our stuff and our opponents, and our opponent's stuff that, you know, puts +1/+1 counters or other kinds of counters like loyalty counters on planeswalkers, they enter with half that many or they get half that many. So there's a million ways you can build this deck. You could build it as planeswalker, you know, tribal, because the planeswalkers come in and usually can immediately ultimate. You can build it as a +1/+1, you know, synergy deck. You can build it as a poison deck. I kind of built this as a little bit of everything. So we got the +1/+1 counter stuff, you know, we got the planeswalker stuff, and then I can't think of a card, but there's definitely some poison stuff in here. Somewhere. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. So we don't have one clear win con, and it's not a focused deck, but I kind of wanted to showcase all of the different things you can do with Vorinclex. Of course, if you build the deck more focused, maybe that makes it better, but I thought it would be fun to build it with a variety of different win cons. So the goal is basically to mono green, right? Like ramp our way to get Vorinclex down, and then just start spiraling out of control with doubling our +1/+1 counters on all of our +1/+1 counter synergies, maybe poison the opponent and make them die that way, or like I said, we just get Nissa down or one of our other planeswalkers and we just ultimate right away. All of those sound super fun to me. This was a viewer requested deck. If you're interested in submitting decks for me to try, join the Discord, link in the description. Go to the requested deck channel and request your favorite commander. Alright, let's hop into the games. Let's see how older Vorinclex does in Historic Brawl. Mono green's kind of a tricky deck to play in Brawl because it's usually just unless you ramp a lot, it's usually just a little too slow against other kinds of decks, and it doesn't have the greatest card draw, so it's hard to keep up with the value of other decks. But this is an interesting spin on mono green because we not only bolster ourselves in our own game plan, we hinder our opponents with the stacks effect of Vorinclex, so it can really shut off a lot of decks. And you'd be surprised what like decks rely on counters. Like they may not be a +1/+1 counter deck, but maybe they use sagas, and their sagas essentially don't work anymore because they can't add more counters to them. Alright, ramp, a good card draw engine, awesome payoff. So I think this is a decent hand, right? It gets us closer to casting Vorinclex, and we're playing against Akiri, which I think is an equipment deck. Yeah, it's an equipment deck, so it's nice to have some creatures down, right, that can block their equipped creatures. So I think we keep, they get to go first. I put the fetch lands in this deck. It's basically just to fetch forests and thin the deck out, but there also are a couple forests that we can fetch that are non-basic. So Gingerbread Cabin's one of them, and then the gate land that lets us seek a card. Just a little bit of extra value, nothing crazy. It's mostly basic forest in the deck. We have snow lands for into the north. Since there's no attackers right now, I think Wolf Haven is the better play. I would hate to play my Lotus Cobra and then get it removed. It's only a 1 toughness creature, so this wouldn't take a lot for them to remove it in white or red colors. Give their guy haste. Sure. Double strike. Okay, so we have 4 mana now, so what do we do with it? We should have... Well, yeah, no, we didn't really have another play. We should have played... Yeah, we should have played the Lotus Cobra and then Stomper. That would have been... Or Tribute to the World Tree. But next turn, if Lotus Cobra lives, we can Wooded Foothills, get 2 triggers off Lotus Cobra, and that would give us 6 mana for Vorinclex or Primeval Titan. Definitely a good backup commander in the 99. So now it's a 5/2. I think we're just gonna have to take this hit unless it's lethal. Hopefully they don't have like a flash equipment. I'm trying to think. I don't think they have enough mana for Ember Cleave. No blocks, just we don't die. They could play their commander. I think... Well, we could blow up their equipment. But I think the better play is getting Titan down. We can also, since we have 3 forests, go get Gingerbread Cabin. Untapped, right? Trigger more other forests. We can create a food, which could help us stay alive. And then we can Primeval Titan. Ramp ourselves a little bit more. Hopefully stay alive. So these enter tapped no matter what. So we might as well go get like... Let's see. We might as well get our best lands. So nick those. Castle Garenbrig maybe. Stomper. I didn't even think about how these 2 lands would trigger Lotus Cobra. So now the question is, because we have 2 mana, well, we have 3 mana, right? So we can Canker Bloom and destroy one of these equipment, and then their creature's a lot less good, right? Their attack's a lot less good next turn. We could stop her and hold up a blocker as well. They can make their creature indestructible. So the creature has ward, but the equipment do not. Okay. Well, since we have so much mana, I'm just going to take a risk and do it like this. Make the creature smaller. And now I have 2 blockers. So I don't think I can die this turn unless they slam down something that gives them evasion or some type of flying or something like that. Protection from green. I'm sure it exists in their deck, but gotta make them have it. If they don't have it, this is a pretty awkward attack for them. Ah, they did have the flying. But I still don't think we're dead, because they gotta equip 2. We're not dead this turn, at least. We can still crack the food on our turn. So essentially we're just taking 3 here. Does anything have reach? No. They're thinking about something, but they have no mana, so I'm not sure what they're thinking about. Alright, well. We have to crack this food. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can nick those as well. It only gives us 3 mana, so it's not really even worth it. If we put Tribute to the World Tree down, it becomes a lot better. So I think we do that. We have to find a way to get rid of this, otherwise we just die. So how much mana is that now? 7? Do they tap Nykthos? They did not just tap Nykthos. We're running out of time too, so I gotta be quick here. Green. Hopefully we draw a solution. Nope. Yeah, not seeing a no, I think that's GG. But you could see if they didn't give it flying, we would have been in a really good situation next turn. We can still crack this food, but we're still dead. Just barely. Alright. I don't know, I don't really want to sit around and wait for them to pick their butt, but yeah, they had the one type of evasion that would have gotten around us, and we couldn't find a reach creature, which is unfortunate. But like I said, you could see that, you know, if they didn't have that equipment that gave their creature flying, we would have been in a really good spot to block and attack them really hard again the next turn and potentially win. Alright, Chatterfang, make a lot of squirrels, Lotus Cobra again. We can play this on turn 1, so yeah, this is, I think we keep. This is the Seek Forest I was telling you about. It is a forest gate, so we can search it with our fetch lands. think we Lotus Cobra, since we have the fetch land. We can make 4 mana next turn. Arcane Signet. Okay. I think, since we don't have a way to spend 4 mana, I think this is probably just the best play. We'll hold the fetch land and attack with the Cobra since they have 0 power. That way, if we don't draw a land next turn, we still have a landfall trigger, so we can make an extra green and have 4 mana next turn. Or I guess it would be 3 mana, but... No, it would be 4, because of the 4th land, yeah. Maybe we would have had 5 mana this turn? I don't know. It's okay. We drew the forest anyway, so now we can make a ton of mana. We have 3 forests, so we could get the gingerbread cabin. It's not a ton of value, but food token... I was just making sure it didn't say basic force. Food token can help. Especially against a blood artist. Okay. Yep, why not? So now they're looking at lethal next turn, unless they wipe the board or do something else. And I'm okay with them wiping the board if it gets rid of the blood artist, because that's definitely one of their ways of winning. A sprout, sure. No problem. Alright. I don't see a way to win this turn, but at least we can get rid of the blood artist. Sacrifice their blood token. Alright, and probably just another mana creature would be good since we're not hitting land drops. And yep. Get rid of your token. And hopefully they don't have a board wipe, but they might. They might run a board wipe in their squirrel deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I think we just go the mana efficient route here. Okay, so this is the way we do it. They have to block Yuvaro, because otherwise they die. And then we send the other two at Nissa. Get Nissa's power down a little bit. And then we just... hopefully we draw a fetch land, we can get Vorinclex down and finish him that way. It's too bad Yuvaro doesn't have trample. And if we draw a land, we also have proliferate on our land monster, which is cool. Okay. A squirrel. Yeah, and a couple squirrels. And then we're just going for the blockers route. That's fine. Card draw. Proliferate, huh? They say good game. We could also go get a land and then proliferate. Kind of does the same thing. I guess we get the land since it's a little bit more value, because this is going to allow us to proliferate. Yeah, we could make we can make our land have become a 4/4, but I don't think that's with how little lands we have. I don't think that's good. We can also add 1 mana. I think we just sack the food here, honestly. It's a bummer that they can just block Yuvaro. I mean, if it had trample, it would be so much better. They have 2 cards in hand. I wonder what they drew, because they either said a good game because they feel like they're going to win, or they drew 2 lands and they feel like they're going to lose. Okay. really could have used Vorinclex last time.
Phyrexia must be nurtured.
I wonder what they have in their hand. Ah. Got it. Well, we'll see what we draw, but I don't see a way out of this. They're indestructible until your next turn. Yeah, pretty good. And they all tap for mana, I guess. Yep. Whoa. Spend all the mana. Yeah. Concede. Well, almost. Almost against the squirrel deck. What can you do? They drew right into the perfect answer. They were on the back foot there for a minute. Man, if Yuvoro had trample, that game would have been easy, but they could just jump block it all day. Okay, bat tribal. Alright, we shall try it. They get to go first. I think we just spend the first couple turns ramping. Then we have access to Vorinclex, and the rest of our deck works a lot better. So we have enough to play Vorinclex, 6-7 mana. We can also play this and fight their commander, which would definitely set them back. So is it this one or this one? I think it's got to be the commander, because they can get stuff back from the graveyard, so if we just kill this... Mana value 3 or less. Oh, I guess this is a 4 mana value. Alright, well, good to know. But now we have an actual body with trample, so... we can put pressure on them. Okay, what does this do? Death touch. That's annoying. So we can do 8 this turn. I think this is the best use of our mana. Easy 3 basics. Would you like to block my Hydra with your death? No? Okay. No block, or no attacks. Okay. Well then. Tough choice. If I were them, I'd kill. Yeah, that's the way I would do it. I guess I could have played more. Yes, okay. It would have been lethal, but. They haven't had an answer so far. Let's see if they... Okay. There you go. I think I missed lethal. You want to give me back my thing? Okay. Just trying to put as much pressure on them as possible. Yep, cool. Because they could chump block the 22-22, but they can't chump block Vorinclex. They have to, at least with their current board, double block it. And then the 2-2 might be the last little bit of damage that we need if they double block Vorinclex. And they have another, you know, they play a creature to block the 22-22. Plus we were out of cards, it was our only play. Alright. I think I missed lethal on that other attack by not playing Vorinclex, but we got through. We did it. No harm, no foul. This is that weird Stacks bear from the new set. Yeah, I think we keep. Since we don't have a turn 1 play, might as well go get the gate, because it could be good card advantage later. Royal Razor, nice. It's about as good of a... Oh, I thought that was a Surveil land. I was going to say that was about as good of a turn 1 as you could have. Alright, we shall to the north. This is the whole reason we're using snow lands. Just for that one card. But it's the best 2-mana ramp spell. I mean, rampant growth doesn't exist on Arena, so this is the next best thing. So that's cool. It turns their 0/3 into a 2/2. Pretty sweet. Alright. I think this turn we're getting down Garrick's Uprising. I mean, I guess this turns off Garrick's Uprising, huh? I didn't think about that. But not if you have +1/+1 counters, so that's good. I think this actually might help these creatures. Let's get the food token, since we can. And if I'm reading this card right, I believe that these now, instead of being 0/1s or 0/0s, are actually 2/2s. So the +1/+1 counters actually stack on top of that base power and toughness. So this actually helps these creatures. It hinders Vorinclex, like it'll be a 2/2, which won't trigger Garrick's Uprising, but these ones will. So it's kind of a mixed bag against our deck. Because it says base power, not like they are 2/2s no matter what. So the +1/+1 counter is stacked on top. That's funny, we have that first. Okay. So, also if we just kill their commander, this is no longer a 2/2 and this is a 3/3. So, I think the way to do this going to come in. Yeah, it'd be a 5/5. Which will now turn this back into an 0/3 and this into a 3/3. So they can play their commander again, but that's their whole turn, so that's fine with us. They can attack if they want. Drew the land, nice. So I think because of Garrick's Uprising, it kind of makes sense just to play the +1/+1 counter creatures. It's an instant? It is an instant. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can bait them into this. They might block. Yep. We could do it anyway. We're down to 16. So this gives us what? 3 mana left? So this would come in as a 4/4. Well, we can make an 11/11 Trampler. I think that's worth it. honestly, because it's gonna make them not want to attack me. Oh, it's a 10-10? Okay, interesting. Still. 10-10 Trampler is a real threat. This would be a 1-mana 3/3. And this could be a 3/3 as well. Okay, let's do it like this. That way we get the counter on the Wildwood Scourge. And now we have 17 power with trample attached to it. Dude, we have like the same deck. We'll see if they attack. I'd be kind of surprised if they did. Yeah, they're not. So this turns off their +1/+1 counter, which is definitely, there's something to be said about that. It only enters as a 2/2, but it's still going to turn off all their +1/+1 counter stuff. Is there a tap land we can get? No, we've already gotten them all. Okay. Okay, so we can do that at instant speed. Alright. So we would put 2 +1/+1 counters on it because of Vorinclex. Put the pressure on them. Okay. It's too bad we can't put it on target creature, but this is still good for us. They have a lot of mana. But what do they have in their hand? It's not going to work because of Vorinclex. On their end step, we'll see if they attack. They don't. Okay. So we'll put 2 +1/+1 counters on there, and then we'll put a +1/+1 counter on there. Synergy. I think we play our little guy next. So we can double the amount of +1/+1 counters. I kind of like putting it on here since it gets to double. And then we have lethal, so they have to block, right? Let's do it. Let's make them block. They have trample. They're just gonna take it. Okay. GG. Okay. Good stuff. Do one more. That was a funny matchup because their bear commander made all of our stuff base power 2/2s, which would normally really detriment a deck, but we just had a lot of the same cards as them with the +1/+1 counter synergies, so it kind of actually helped our deck. Okay, big mana green deck. Alright. This is okay. We have ramp, so I think we keep. Turn 1 Llanowar Elf is hard to pass. Especially that into turn 2 Spring Bloom Druid. It's about as good as you can get. And we're against a mono green deck, so we don't have to worry about removal. And they don't have a Llanowar Elf in their elf deck. Well, turn 1 is what I mean. So, yeah, we're doing it. Next turn we'll have 5 mana, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beast of Titania. Okay, it's pretty good. An elf deck. See if we can bait them into blocking. They do not. Okay, they're probably playing their commander here. Maybe not. Okay. So our commander turns off their commander's ability to put a +1/+1 counter on itself. I'm not sure they know that. It's a land. Oof. Yeah, I think we're just smacking in on. We're kind of in a race against the go wide elf strategy. Okay. We can't kick it, which is unfortunate. It is still a 6/6 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't have enough power to block Vorinclex. Man, I wish we had another land. That would be nice. I really want to kick this. It comes down with 8 +1/+1 counters and it has hexproof and haste. No trample though. I think this is what we're gonna do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still not enough. We're definitely risking it with his lurking predators. I think it's better to not play anything. It's definitely putting us in a little bit of a bind. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now they have enough to block. They don't get +1/+1 counters because of Vorinclex. Okay, now they definitely have enough to block. We'll see what we draw. 7 floating. Oh, no land to go with it, though. Let's see. I mean... Alright. Yeah, I mean, we can't just not cast spells, right? Alright, cool. Land on top for the opponent. So here's the thing, I think we might just attack with Vorinclex anyway, because they have to block, which is going to destroy a lot of their board. Draw a card. Elvish Mystic is not what we were looking for. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they'd have enough to block Vorinclex, and I have no way of adding +1/+1 counters to it. But it would take out a lot of their board. And I'd still be able to cast Vorinclex, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe. Alright. I think we have to do it. It's not the play I want to do, but they have to block. And they have to block at least 7 damage worth of Vorinclex. Ideally, for them, they're going to block all 10 so they kill it. Everything is an elf, so there's nothing that I need to kill more than other stuff, but let's at least get all these creatures with abilities out of the way. Take action. And, do we play into the Lurking Predators? I think we at least have to play an Elvish Mystic so that we know we can play our commander next turn. I think we just have to. Yeah, it sucks, but... You know, they're building a board, we're building a board, it is what it is. That Great Henge. Oh my goodness, okay. Yep. That's an easy scoop. Too bad, we were close. We were close. I think we had the better start, and that Lurking Predators, man, what a play. Atraxa. Okay. Well, that our deck turns off their proliferation. We get to go first. Alright. I guess. No ramp. But we do have Nykthos, which is basically ramp. Hmm. Removal spell? Interesting. Okay. Kind of a waste of one of their proliferation effects. Maybe these were their only 2 lands. In that case, let's get down our creatures that we can add counters to and proliferate. Like nothing, so I think we'll just play this guy tapped. We'll do the Spring Bloom Druid. Let's sack this guy, go get a forest. Or 2 forests. Going wide here makes a lot of sense. Now they're looking at 11 power. Oh, I could have played Vorinclex first, huh? No, I wouldn't have had enough mana. For 2 forest cards. Let's attack first. I don't think they have anything. Yeah, they don't even have enough mana. Yeah, they're missing green and white. Alright. Well, that was just a good old-fashioned beatdown. See if we can get one more good game. All right. LS Ilcor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Orzhov Aristocrats looks like. They get to go first. That's a mulligan. Hardened Scales is nice. So turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Yeah, Primeval Titan. I think this is a better hand. We also have the turn 2. Or turn 3 rather, Wooded Foothills. So do it like this. Yep. On lands, which is cool. I like drawing lands. Hopefully they don't remove my Lotus Cobra. Didn't attack. Interesting. I would have if I was them. Okay. Interesting. If we play this, we can make 4 mana, so we can use 3 of that for this, get 2 more landfall triggers, get 3 more play branching evolution. Seems pretty good. And then next turn, how many we'd have enough mana for Primeval Titan or Vorinclex? Okay. That's good to me. Usually, you know, we only have 2. So usually in green decks, the goal is just to ramp as much as possible. Oh, I only have 2 mana left over. Oh, no, never mind, sorry. Sack this one. Oh, I'm gonna have a lot more mana. I have more mana than even Doc. It's okay. No attacks. I did the math wrong. I got more mana this turn. We'll have less mana next turn. Awesome. Okay. No blocks. I think we can take a hit here. I think this is a better play right now. We can go get any 2 lands, which is huge. So I think Nykthos. Wait, hold on. We're gonna make 2 mana with Lotus Cobra. Might as well get this one since it's gonna come into play tapped, right? Which is unfortunate. Next, no attacks. Okay. Six now has vigilance. Next turn we'll have 7, 8, 9. Play both of these. They're going super wide. Yeah, we are very dead. Okay. Well. Yeah, I think we got it. No, let's not do basics. They have a Death Toucher, but it has Trample. So, yeah, that soaks up 10. I wonder if they get out of this alive. Yep. Definitely kill you first. Okay. Nope, they didn't get out. Math is for blockers. GG. Alright. Let's crack a pack. Why not? Oh, a lot of packs. Okay. Cool. Another wild card. Sweet. Oh, I love this card. Alright. Let's do a deck review. So, like I said in the intro, this isn't the perfect, most synergistic deck, you know, or version of Vorinclex. You know, if you build it in one direction, which is like all +1/+1 counters, or all planeswalkers, all poison counters, I think you'll have, you know, more consistent wins. But I think this version is fun. It's a little bit of everything, kind of like a little charcuterie board of Vorinclex. Which is cool. You basically have doubling season on a stick. You have doubling season in the command zone, as well as a stacks effect for your opponent's decks that also like counters. You know, you got Atroxas out there. You got that elf deck that puts +1/+1 counters on itself to make tons of mana. This card shuts all that down. So it's really fun to play and double all your stuff. It's really funny to see your opponents not read this card and understand that like their sagas no longer work, and all their +1/+1 counters no longer work. So it's a really funny mono green commander. Not a lot of green commanders out there that, you know, have this kind of ability. So yeah, if you like the deck, like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all those things. If you want to join the Discord, link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.